Hey everyone, it's FB here with a cast of the BA Championship 2015 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This event is hosted by the Black Angel team and will last for about 1 hour. Pit stops will be necessary for the drivers to refill their fuel during the race, and they also have to make sure to avoid getting penalties by crashing or driving outside of the road, which will require the player to visit the pit stop an extra time. If you want to participate in one of these races, then you'll have to download the Stadium F1 Title Pack and simply get on the server before it starts. And currently we are waiting for this race to start, which is the last race of the season. Before we go live, let's have a look at the results from the previous race. And that was the Brazilian Grand Prix, and this time Marius89 was back to being at first place after taking second in the Mexican Grand Prix behind his teammate Shori. Behind him, Edster took second and Sopra took third. And having a look at the rankings with one more race left to be played, Marius89 has been able to build up an impressive lead over everyone else, currently standing at 567 points. And behind him at second place and also finishing at second place is Edster at 384 points. Then at third place, Shak is only 2 points in front of Losko and 24 points in front of Sopra, so we may have an exciting battle here for third place between these three players. And following those players, MC Robert is at 6th position with 176 points in front of Lars with 163 points. Then we have another big gap down to Soren at 111 points in front of Kira from Black and Saper, who are both new into the top 10. Let's bring it in game here. We are about to start in just a few seconds. This time there will be 45 laps, which is 135 checkpoints in total, and you can keep track of the checkpoint total to the right of the screen. So that's going to be the end of the warm-up, and we are starting this last race of the BA Championship 2015. And we have quite a lot of players this time, I believe around 20 or so. So that is awesome to see, and as many times before, Marius89 will be playing. We'll see if he can snatch yet another win here before the season is over. So we are live into the first lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix of the BA Championship 2015. And we see Marius with a decent start, not at first place though. Instead it's Mentos who's driving for 4:02. But a great turn though for Marius89 through the hairpin, and that will put him at first place through this very long straight. I believe this is one of the longest straights in the Formula 1 season. You also see Sopra is up at the top. Sopra, who needs to basically win this race and then rely on Shak and Losko to either not finish or finish outside of the top 10 to take third place in the overall standings. That's gonna be tough, but oh, what a crash from Marius89. Hits the curb hard and almost made a flip even. That would have cost him a lot of time since he would have been forced to respawn. So Marius will drop down here to, let's see here, 5th place it looks like. Losko just in front of him. But yeah, as I was saying, Shak and Losko only 2 points between them, and whoever is in front of the other will take third place basically. As we see, Marius89 with a great finish here, so he's gonna go into lap 2 at third place. Sopra is right now at first, so a promising start from Sopra La Cabala. Let's see the local wreckage as well, where we notice that Shumi got the fastest time, 1:13.85. The only player besides Shori who's been able to defeat Marius89 throughout the season. Marius89 with the second fastest time, 0.96, and then we have Shak at third. We have 8 players though with times under 1:15, so seems like people have been practicing a lot for this last race. We see Shumi now going up to first place in front of Sopra. You can see the fuel widget to the lower right of the player. Right now it's in the green area, as Sopra will again pass Shumi up to first place. Marius89 now at third, just behind Shumi. Once that the pointer is at the red area, the players will get a warning message, and then I believe a couple of minutes will pass until the screen will start turning black and that means they have to visit the pit stop to refill their fuel. Otherwise, they will have to respawn to a checkpoint if the screen turns pitch black. But it's pretty hard to get that now. It was more common in the past when the counter was much shorter. As okay, I have no clue what happened. Edster seems to have retired, and looks like the admin decided to restart the race as a result. That's what I'm guessing, at least. So I guess we will have another warm-up here, potentially. Yes, looks like we will. So that means it's going to be 1 minute before the race starts again. Hopefully no one will retire this time. And as I'm writing here in the chat, it's a good idea to disable the retire button for these kind of endurance races. When I was hosting my own endurance race called FB's Weekly, I always gave that tip to the players, because you often saw people accidentally retiring. It looks like the timer is a bit longer than I thought, so it's gonna be 1 minute 20 seconds until we start this race again. But yeah, I would really encourage the players to disable the retire button. Unfortunately, I don't think you can disable it on the server itself. Sadly, that would help a lot. So you have to kind of rely on the players doing it themselves. So yeah, we have a bit of a warm-up here before we will start again. Hopefully everyone will start this time. As we see Shorty getting on the server, so maybe Shorty will play the race. I don't think he got a time. No, he doesn't. And Robert, Shorty also says no train incoming, so Shorty taking advantage of the situation here. Gonna try and see what he can do. And yeah, this was really unfortunate for especially Sopra, I would say. Again, as I said, Sopra needs to take first place to have a realistic chance to take third in the overall standings, and he had a really good start through the first 2 laps, and now this happened, and well, we'll see if he can repeat the same performance. And we go live once again. 5 seconds left on the clock now, so we are about to start this final race of the BA Championship 2015, and hopefully no one will accidentally retire this time. So now I guess we have one more player since Shodi decided to join. Yeah, we got 19 players for this last race. That's pretty good. Alright, so here we go, live once again. And let's see if Sopra can get as good of a start as he did in the first attempt of starting this race. See a lot of players going outside of the road there in the start. Unlike real racing that won't actually cost you any time in track running, it's a good idea. And Sopra will actually get a good start here once again. Great speed through the hairpin, entering this long straight, so he is at first place once again. See Firestorm here, plays for door to Q. In the middle of the pack right now. Goes for a drift here. Gotta hit the brakes hard at that zone, so pretty tough to time it correctly. And we see now Sopra down to 4th place, so he didn't do it well at all. Oh, as 2 players looks to have crashed. Firestorm also going down. Sopra going through these turns pretty well, so he's gonna gain a couple of positions. But it's clear though that he is not getting as good of a start as he did the first time, so that is quite unfortunate. Edster, who was the player who retired, is where is he? He's at 11th place right now. But I think that might be changed as we go through this finish checkpoint. Yes, he's up to 3rd place, entering lap 2. And in the lead is Shumi, who did have a good start in the first attempt as well. So he's continuing to drive well, and of course he got the world record on this track, so it's clear that he has prepared well on it. Shuck seems to be at second place, and Shuck will take third in the overall standings right now. Losko is at 7th, but it's still early on and a lot can happen still. Where is Marius89? He's at 3rd place, so decent start for Marius89, who of course is the winner of the season. That happened already, I want to say like 5 or 6 races ago. So he's been dominating completely. No one really has been close. Well, Shodi and Shumi have both beaten him, but they haven't really participated in as many races as Marius89. See Edster just behind him right now. Still fairly close. Seems to be a bit of a gap then down to 5th place, which is Belu. Also driving for Black Angel team. Through the last corner. See who else we have. As Belu will go through the finish. Belu has actually dropped down to 9th place. It's kind of hard to keep track of the score when there's such few checkpoints, because the ranking may not actually tell the truth for the most time. As we see Losko just behind Sopra at the moment at 5th place. Edster down to 6th, must have made a blunder. And then we have Lars at 7th. I think he's, let's see here. I guess he could maybe pass MC Robert if he does well in this last race. MC Robert right now at 11th place. I don't know if that's going to be enough though. We'll have to wait and see. Firestorm right now at 8th place in front of Fredel Chaman, or not. Belu is right now in front. And then we have MC Robert. Shorty, who is playing untrained, is at 12th place, but I could definitely see him climbing the ranking as the race goes on. He's a quick learner. And here is Salmon for 402 at 13th place in front of his teammate Tom X Law. And then we have Triple Kinnel driving as well. Solid Snake MGS is also participating at 16th position. And then that seems to be the last player driving in the race. We are down to 16 players. And let's go back to the top. It is Shumi in the lead. And I believe this would be his 2nd win in the season. I haven't been able to commentate all the races. I missed a couple, so maybe he did participate in any of those. But to my knowledge, he's won the race once, which was just in front of Marius89. And looks like he has a pretty decent lead over Shuck at 2nd place right now. Ooh, someone crashed. It was Triple Kinnel, who is getting overlapped here by the top players. Then we have Marius89 right now bringing up the rear at 3rd place. Entering the next lap, we have crossed 12 checkpoints out of 135 in total. The players will have to visit the pit stop once or twice, depending on the length here. Used to be much more often, but they did change that, so it's a bit more focused on the actual driving these days, which I think is a good change to the race. So yeah, Marius89 right now at 3rd behind Shuck and Shumi, still pretty close between them. Then we have Sopra now up to 4th place. And again, he first needs to be ahead of Shuck, but also Shuck will have to finish outside of top 10, and so will Losko if Sopra will take 3rd here in the overall standings. He makes a small mistake there, but no one will pass him, but of course he will lose a lot of ground on the players in front of him. As Shumi is about to enter yet another lap. Great last corner. And a great start as well. It's about to enter this braking zone. Coming up here. Can also be pretty tricky to get the timing down. Great entry though from Shumi. Does it well here. And then the hairpin. Beautifully done by Shumi. Builds up a lot of speed, as you can see. Much more than Tom X Law, which he is overlapping here. So Schumi definitely on a good pace. Let's see if he can keep it up all the way to the end. And Shuck a few seconds behind here. So that's looking pretty good as well by Shuck. And Morris 89 seems to have also done that part pretty well. So that is currently the top 3. Losco at 7th place. So right now Shuck is taking 3rd in the season. And Edster of course will take 2nd. Morris 89 will take 1st. We now have entered the yellow area of the fuel widget. Still quite a long while until we see the players entering the pit stop for the first time. Unless some of them will get a penalty, but that will be next to impossible for me to catch. I need to be very lucky and spectate them at the same time. It's a bit of a risk there driving over the curb, I think. Sometimes you do get a random slowdown. Maybe not at that part though, but definitely seen that happening a couple of times to the players. Let's see how far behind Sopra is to Morris 89. Only about... actually, I can't say how far behind he is in the checkpoints for some reason. But I don't think he's too far behind, so could maybe... catch up to Morris here. No, he's gonna hit the bollard and then also the wall. Did not get a penalty from it at least, but that's gonna cost Sopra a bit of time. So yeah, basically how you get a penalty is that you pass these penalty zones that are placed throughout the track. So if you know where the zones are, then you can kind of avoid them a bit more easily, as Sopra will hit a invisible wall. Some players don't actually see those walls when they are driving. For some reason I see them when I play, but not when I am spectating the players. I don't know why that is. But yeah, it's kind of odd. Yeah, Shorty is now up to 11th place, and we see him improving his time here very often. Right now his best time is 1:19.21. That is quite far behind the best time still set consistently here. I believe the top players are setting times of 1:14 to 1:15. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the pace they are going at. Let's go back to the top. It is Schumi in the lead, about to overlap his teammate Salmon. This is a great start from Schumi. Still don't see Shuck. So he is extending his lead here. Here is Shuck at 2nd place. We see Morris gaining quite a lot on Shuck. So we are entering another lap. 24 checkpoints having been crossed. And 45 laps will be played in total, but only the players can see the lap counter though. Not the best entry to the stretch there from Shuck. I think Morris may have had a bit more speed. Yeah, maybe. Slightly more at least. See about this turn. It's always kind of worrisome for the players. I drove through this track a bit myself as well, and that turn is kind of tricky. Shemen also with an improvement, 1:18.20. Shemen is at 10th place behind Lars and ahead of Shodi right now. Yeah, Morris definitely gaining a lot on Shuck in this lap. Another great turn. Morris could be in front here as we enter the next lap. It's all about the last corner. Looks like Shuck did it better, so he will stay at 2nd place for now at least, but feels like it's only a matter of time until Euronics Morris 89 will go up to 2nd place. We see Schumi there in the distance, already entering the straight. But it's still a fairly close race, to be honest. I think it's obvious here that the players have maybe prepared a bit more for this final race. So that is awesome to see. Usually, oh, as Chuck hits a bowler now in that zone where I just said the players may have some difficulties getting through. So Marius will go up to second place with that. And now we'll see if he can also catch up to Shumi. See if we can figure out how far ahead Shumi is. He's almost 7 seconds already, so quite the lead as he hits the wall. And that's gonna cost Shumi several seconds. Commentator's curse, to say the least. So Marius will gain a lot here on Shumi. Let's see, he's now 4 seconds behind. So he gained almost 3 seconds there. If Shumi continues to do those kind of small blunders, then Marius 89 could definitely take another first place. Marius 89, who is, I would say, the most consistent player participating in this tournament. He very, very seldom makes a mistake. As we see, Shodi now setting a time of 117.008. Now at 10th place, having passed Lars. And Chuck is still at 3rd place, in front of Sopra with a decent amount. So Chuck will also take 3rd place in the standings. Not with much though. And I suppose, yeah, Losko would still be in front of Sopra, so Losko would take 4th and Sopra would finish at 5th place in the season. And then Lars can also maybe pass MC Robert, but right now he's only 2 positions in front of him, so it doesn't look like he will. MC Robert looking to take 6th place. Alright, let's see now. Looks like Marius was below 4 seconds now, so he's continuing to gain on Shumi. Only about 1 turn away. Going through the hairpin here. So important that you exit with good speed over this super long stretch. That will save you a lot of time. Goes through that braking zone and is on the hunt here. Seems like the distance is pretty much the same up to Shumi, who is almost in the walls. Looked like he brushed the walls there. Very close to losing more time. These last couple of turns are pretty tricky. It's overall a very technical circuit. I forgot to tell its name, as we see Shumi with a slowdown here in the start. That will cost him maybe up to 1 second. But yes, this is of course the Yas Marina circuit, the last race of the Formula 1 season. And the BA Championship is of course following that season as well. And these tracks are all custom made by MC Robert. And if you want to play on them, you have to download the Stadium F1 title pack in the Mania Planet store. No sign up is required. But of course you will have to wait for the next season to be able to play in these races. Looks like Marius didn't really gain too much with that. He's now 3.20 behind Shumi. But yeah, it's definitely getting closer as Shumi is driving over those borders with a lot of confidence. Doesn't seem to be affected by the possibility of getting a slowdown. Ooh, did he get another slowdown there? I don't know, he might have. So let's see here. Yeah, Shumi did lose a bit of time there once again. Marius 89 now 2.5 seconds behind. Entering this next lap. This does feel like we may have a new leader very soon. Let's go through the players once again. Here is Shaq still at 3rd place. We did see Shaq though having an unfortunate respawn in the Brazilian Grand Prix. The most recent one where he lost a ton of positions. So if he does that, then he could maybe lose his 3rd place here in the overall standings. Sopra is then at 4th place. Small chance for him to take 3rd. Might pass Losko though, we'll see. Edster is at 5th place. And then we have Losko at 6th, quite far behind Edster actually. Firestorm then at 7th. In front of Bellu, who's now entering the next lap. Frelshaman then at 9th. Not that close to Bellu. Shorty though is very close to Frelshaman, so it looks like Shorty will gain another position as he improves his time once again, now down to 1:16.27. So Shorty likely going into the top 10 very soon. Then we have Lars at 11th, just got overlapped by Shuck. Salmon is at 12th place, and MC Robert keeping 13th. In front of Tom X Law at 14th place. And that is currently the last player. Triple Kinnel and Solid Snake MGS have both quit the race. Let's bring it back to the top. Morris 89 and Shumi having another epic clash. We saw this in one of the earlier races as well. I can't really recall which race it was, but it ended with a super close battle between these two players, with Shumi eventually winning it with just a few tenths. So that could be what's going on here in the final race of the season as well. Morris 89 now less than 1 second behind Shumi. Then if you take a look at the round scores, Shaq is now 14 seconds behind. So this is definitely between these two players. And we are pretty soon entering the pit stop for the first time. So we'll see if that's gonna make a difference. I did drive through the pit stops myself, and it's actually kind of hard to do it without any mistakes. It's very narrow and you have to like drive under a bridge kind of. So we'll see if the players maybe will lose a bit of time there or gain a bit of time. I wouldn't be too surprised. Alright, so following Marius 89 here on a quest to catch up to Shumi. Wants to finish off this tournament in style, winning yet another race. Had a bit of a slow start, but gradually have been playing better, and haven't really seen him make a single mistake yet, which is pretty much what I am expecting from Marius 89 through this last corner. Did it well, but so did Shumi though, so he will keep his lead. He's about to overlap Shorty right now. That might not be as easy, because Shorty is definitely getting better at the track. We do see him though not doing that corner correctly. Shumi with a much better approach. So that's something that Shorty could improve on. Shumi through the long straight. Let's see how he does this turn. No problem at all, very safe. And Marius may actually be a bit further behind. Yes, he got very low speed here. Marius with a mistake, and that's gonna put him a couple seconds behind Shumi now. He's almost 4 seconds behind. Critical mistake there from Marius 89. That is good news for Shumi. That Marius can also make mistakes. But yeah, he of course needs to also minimize his own mistakes if he wants to ultimately win this race. Especially here in the ending, he seems to struggle a bit. Wow, that was super close to a disaster for Shumi. And very close to the bollard. But yeah, no, he's keeping a great pace, and I think that is what he needs to do as he gets a no drift before the hairpin. And now Marius is probably back to the same, maybe not, but he's definitely closer though. Should be about 2 seconds behind, I'm assuming. Oh, that was a poor turn though from Marius 89, so probably not gaining anything with that. Shumi may be doing this section of the map a bit better consistently. As he's overlapping a couple of players. Firestorm right now in front of him, who is at 8th place in the race. Looks to be the same standings here. No, actually Losco has now passed Bello up to 6th place. But still, Shaq is the one taking 3rd. As we see the players getting the warning message now, they are running out of fuel, so they will have to fill it up. As we see Shumi with yet another slowdown here at this final straight. Gotta try to avoid those. I think it's because of his approach driving over the borders. He doesn't really have to do it there in the end. See Marius 89 avoiding it much better. So this is still very exciting between these two players. One mistake is all it takes, and Marius would probably go up to 1st place. So yeah, we have the warning message, but the players don't really have to enter the pit stop anytime soon. In the past though, they had to enter it pretty much the next lap after they got the message, but with this new system they can drive through I think 3 or 4 laps until the screen is starting to turn black. And even that will take a while. It takes longer for the screen to turn black as well, so the players don't really have much to worry about. And if you wait for a long time, then it might be a possibility to only having to enter the pit stop once. As we see Shumi entering the pit stop already. Marius 89 will not do the same. That could actually make a huge difference in the race if what I just told will happen. Marius maybe only having to visit the pit stop one time. So we see now the exit here of the pit stop. It's kind of difficult. Shumi though will do it well, avoids hitting the walls, but he is down to 2nd place with that early pit stop visit. See if Marius will go for one more lap after this. He is kind of known to waiting a long time before entering the pit stop, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't enter it now either. We have passed 59 checkpoints out of 135, so okay, yeah, that should mean that he needs to enter the pit stop one more time, which means that it doesn't really matter here when they enter the pit stop. But let's see though if Marius will still be at 1st place after leaving the pit stop here, which he will decide to go into. Let's watch him clean his windows and filling up his fuel here for 7 seconds, and then let's switch to Shumi. Will he pass him? Entering the finish now. Marius 89 through the bridge as Shumi hits an invisible wall at the worst possible timing. Wow. And that means that Marius will still be at 1st place. Maybe Shumi was feeling a bit rushed to try and regain that 1st place. I don't know. Or maybe he doesn't see the invisible walls. It's possible he is one of those players that can't actually see it. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. And again, I can't see it either in spectate mode. I can see them though, just playing the game. I don't know why that is. It's really odd. But yeah, Shumi now down to 2nd place. Still should be quite far ahead of Shaq though. Let's see. Yeah, I believe Shaq is maybe close to 20 seconds behind even. So doesn't look like Shaq will gain any positions here. Then Sopra is nowhere close to him by the looks of it. No, he's definitely lost a bit of time. So halfway through the race almost. It does look like Chuck will take that third place. Just gotta make sure to avoid respawning. One respawn will cost a lot of time since there are so few checkpoints throughout the track. Only 3 in on this circuit. So if you have to respawn just before the next checkpoint, meaning you have to respawn to the one you last passed, and it's gonna cost you maybe 20 or 30 seconds even. So that's really bad if that happens. So yeah, Sopra is at 4th, trying to catch up to Chuck. And then Losco is now up to 5th place. Losco, who was at 7th in the start, now up to 5th, having passed Edster at 6th place. So Sopra, I mean, Losco is definitely going to finish at 4th place right now in the season, ahead of Sopra and behind Chuck. If you can somehow catch up to Chuck though and pass him, you could actually take 3rd place. Alright, here's Shorty, now up to 7th place. See what his latest time is. It's not really been any new improvement here for Shorty in quite a while, but he's at 7th and looks like he doesn't have that much up to Edster, so Shorty may gain 1 more position here very soon. Then we have Firestorm, who must have just recently been passed by Shorty. See MC Robert ahead right now, but he is on a different lap. Bellu is at 9th place right now, in front of Lars with quite a lot. Then we have Frill Shaman at 11th, not that far behind Lars, so those 2 players are having a close battle here. Next up is MC Robert at 12th place. Then we have Salmon. No, we don't actually. Salmon have also quit the race, and so has Tom X Law. So we are down to 12 players now. I kind of expected that, to be honest, because this circuit is definitely one of the most technical ones. Whoa, as Shumi actually made a mistake there, and also Edster. Shorty will pass Edster, and Shumi, with that mistake, will lose more time on Morris89. Let's see how far ahead Morris will be in the next checkpoint. He is now through it, so we'll have to wait for Shumi to cross it as well. The seconds are ticking away as Shumi will pass the checkpoint as well. He is almost 9 seconds behind now. At one point, Shumi was 7 seconds in front of Morris89. It was looking like he would take this win, but not able to keep that same pace. And as Edster had a huge mistake there. But yeah, that just shows the strength of Morris89, how he's able to keep up the same pace throughout the whole race. Just minimizing those mistakes as much as possible, and that is really the key to success. I haven't really seen him make any sort of blunders so far, so this is another impressive performance from Morris89, about to win here in the last race of the season. 71 checkpoints crossed out of 135. So Shorty now up to 6th place. Can he catch up to Losco though? He's 2 checkpoints behind, so that means he is very far behind, of course. But I wouldn't be too surprised though if he gets close at least. Morris89 through the braking zone, and also the hairpin looks very easy and very safe. And Shumi now entering the straight as well. Ooh, but seems to have low speed, unless I'm mistaken. If I'm not though, then he's gonna lose a couple of more seconds here. We'll soon find out, as the checkpoint should be pretty close. Mari's now crossing it, and Shumi will cross it as well in just a few moments. He's 8 seconds behind now, so he did lose a bit of more time there. See if there's been any changes here in the fight for third place in the race. Shak is still at third in front of his teammate Sopra. Seems to be about the same distance. It's hard to tell though. As Shorty now sets a time under 1:16. So Shorty again showing that he is good at learning maps quickly. If you had to play this circuit blind, then Shorty would probably win it, to be honest. Very few players are better than Shorty at learning tracks quickly. So Shak now entering the straight, and here is Sopra also at the straight. So yeah, it is pretty close between Shak and Sopra. So we could see... Oh, Shak is standing still! Shak is standing still! And Sopra will pass him now with more speed! I was thinking that it could be close, and now it is. Shak and Sopra will battle for third place in the race. But not for third place though in the overall standings. Again, Shak will take that third place unless he basically if he quits the race, he will lose his third place to Sopra, or maybe to Losko, because Losko is at fifth place. Yeah, I think Losko would then be at third place ahead of Sopra if Shak somehow quit the race. And a great time from Sopra as well, 1:14.28. Great time, the fourth fastest time so far. See where Shak is now. Very close. And between Morris89 and Shumi, it's now 6 seconds between them. So Shumi has actually gained a bit here, 2 seconds. So we have two interesting battles in this race. One is between Morris89 and Shumi. And then we also have Sopra and Shak fighting for third place. And we see the different approaches here to the last corner. Shumi opting to drive over that border, and that is what sometimes gives him the slowdown. Morris89 goes way much more to the left, avoiding the border completely, and that is definitely the safer strat. And I think also faster, to be honest, since you leave with more speed. So that is something that Shumi may actually lose the race on. He's already done the slowdown a couple of times, which probably has cost him maybe up to 5 seconds or more. So yeah, that is very costly for Shumi, but it's hard to change that strat mid-race. You kinda just wanna like continue on the path you already know. It's always a huge risk to try and experiment during the race itself and try to like find faster ways to take turns. '83 checkpoints passed now. So soon getting closer here to the end, and we will see the players entering the pit stop one more time before this is over. And what a time from Shumi! 1:13.71 improves his own world record. Great time there from Shumi. And that will definitely get him closer to Morris89. He's less than 5 seconds behind now. Shumi has not given up yet. Alright, let's go to Shak and Sopra now, see if it's still close. Shak is now back to third place. Where is Sopra? Oh, Sopra is actually in front of him. I thought Shak had regained the third place, but no, looks like Shak has lost more time, so now Sopra is pretty alone here at third place. Shak has not even entered the stretch yet. He is crumbling here a bit. And Sopra now looking to take third place in this race. Losko then at 5th, now entering the next lap, so he's still very far behind. Doesn't look like he will gain any more positions. And Edster is at 6th place. Shorty has dropped down to 7th now, so he must have made a pretty big mistake, maybe even respawned. Yeah, that is kind of what can happen when you don't know the track and try to push yourself to improve your time. So Shorty back to 7th. And then we have Bellu at 8th. Lars is entering the pit stop now. Did he get a penalty? He must have. Because this is a very odd time to enter the pit stop otherwise. So Lars with a penalty. And then we have MC Robert also having to enter the pit stop soon. And that's because he doesn't have the fuel. So maybe it actually was the same for Lars, not sure. As we see also Firestorm having quit the race, we are down to 11 players. I don't know, I guess those players are on a different schedule here. But that must have been because of some kind of penalty though. As we see Maurice 89 flying through these corners. And again, with that wide trajectory through the last corner, I think that is such important. And Shumi is now less than 4 seconds behind. He is gaining a bit of time here, but still quite a lot up to Maurice 89. See how Maurice gets through this turn. He's struggled a bit here, but not this time though. Let's see Shumi. He's gonna do it well as well. "92 checkpoints now having been crossed. Shumi behind with 3.5 seconds, so a good first half here from Shumi. Gains a couple of tenths. Ooh, and did Maurice maybe make a mistake here? It looks like Shumi may actually be a bit closer now. We'll find out in the next checkpoint. Through the last corner, Shumi still with that very risky line over the border, but didn't get the slowdown, and he is less than 3 seconds behind now. Great time there from Shumi, probably, I would say. Maybe under 1:14 once again. Yeah, Maurice can definitely not feel safe in taking this first place. So we see Shumi there in close pursuit. Another good turn, and also from Shumi. And then Sopra is at 3rd place here, in front of Shak, who was even with Sopra, but now, as you can see, it's quite far behind him, and he was even ahead for a very long time. But again, Shak can feel good about taking 4th place here, since that will be enough to secure 3rd place in the overall standings. I kind of want to follow Shumi here for the rest of the race, see if he can catch up to Maurice 89. I think he definitely could, but also I think it's evident that he's driving on the edge here, so wouldn't be surprised either if he makes a big mistake as well, and then it would basically be all over. But right now he's only 2.5 seconds behind. Trying his best here to catch up to Maurice 89. Ooh, that wasn't the best turn. But nice recovery though, didn't lose too much time. In the next checkpoint, Shumi now behind with almost 3 seconds. He lost half a second there on Maurice 89. about 1 turn behind here. Once again, with that different approach, and now back to 2.5 seconds behind again. So a slow ending from Marius89. Let's switch to him now as we go through the first couple of corners. That was pretty close, but Marius will avoid the disaster, and he is still leading this race. And as we see Shorty now improving his time, 1:15.16, so he's getting pretty close now to the fastest times. And the widget now is in the orange area. Still a couple of more laps before we will see the players entering the pit stop for the final time. And Schumi now less than 2 seconds behind. Once again, a great start by Schumi. Losko squeezed in the middle between these two players at 5th place and still getting overlapped. Okay, this time Schumi will go for that wider line. I don't know if that was by accident or not. And he's now 3 seconds behind all of a sudden. But still very close though to taking that first place. And Shuck is now back to 3rd. Shuck is back to 3rd place. What happened to Sopra? Either he entered a pit stop. Yeah, actually he did. So they are on different schedules here. Very different schedules. For some reason. I kind of suspect that Sopra got a penalty and that's why he's at 4th place again. Not sure. But anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. And I kind of want to follow this battle now between Schumi and Marius89. We are very close to the ending here. 104 checkpoints have been crossed out of 135 and still one more pit stop remaining. Will it be decided in the pit stops? And now Schumi much closer again. 2 seconds behind, gaining 1 second on Marius. Oh, he's gaining a lot now. He is gaining a lot. This could be less than 1 second now between the two players. Let's follow Marius through this corner. The chicane will do it well, so will Schumi. And the distance will stay the same. I think at least. Let's find out as we enter this checkpoint. Pretty much the same. Schumi lost 2/10, which is basically nothing. Two or three more laps before we see the players entering the pit stop, and it's gonna be very close to the finish actually, because we don't have that many more laps left to go as Marius loses a ton of speed here. Marius loses a ton of speed and Schumi is up to 1st place again just before the next lap. We have a battle between Schumi and Marius89 for 1st place in the final race of the BA Championship 2015, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Only a few more laps remaining and 1 pit stop as well. This could go either way, and this is a repeat of what we saw in one of the early races as well, and that time Schumi was the winner. Will Marius get his revenge? Much better turn now from Marius89. Slightly more speed as he overtakes Schumi and is back up to 1st place. This is impossible to call. Ooh, Schumi with a slow turn. Almost hit the bollard as well. Could have been much worse. But that will allow Marius89 to go back up to 1st place as we see the warning message now. So the players will have to enter the pit stop very soon. Not this lap though, unless Schumi will go for that early pit stop once again. No, he doesn't actually. He will go for one more lap at least. And he builds up more speed as well. So looks like he may be up to first place again. This is neck and neck as Schumi gets a slowdown from the curb.
Return immediately to the pit.
Schumi with a very unfortunate slowdown there, and that's gonna put him 1.5 seconds behind. You kind of always want to avoid that border. You never know when you will lose your speed like that from it. Alright, but this is still far from over. Schumi within striking distance. And the difference here should be pretty much the same. Yep, it's actually closer now. It's 1 second between them. We'll see now if the players will go for that pit stop. They might as well, because it doesn't really matter when they go for it. They can do it now or the next lap. They need to go into it at some point. And it could make a huge difference. Let's see. Schumi will go for it, but Marius89 will not. Once again, Schumi will go for that early pit stop. And we remember, of course, what happened last time. Schumi was about to maybe pass Marius89 and regain first place, and then he hit an invisible wall. Let's see now how he does this exit. Okay, looks like he will do it pretty well. Alright, so now Marius89 with a huge lead, of course, but he will enter the pit stop here on this lap, and it will be very interesting to see if Schumi will be ahead or behind. He could, I think, go for one more lap even, or maybe two, but again, needs to enter the pit stop one more time at least before this race. 135 checkpoints needs to be crossed, and that is still quite a lot of laps. So we'll see what Marius89 will choose to do here. Might as well get over with it, I would say. And we see him getting it. And a great drift as well at the entry. Schumi did not do that. So already Marius89 doing it better. The question is though, will it be enough? Alright, let's switch to Schumi now. Oh, Schumi is quite far behind! Schumi is far behind here. What's happened? It looks like Schumi has made another mistake. Once again in the same situation. Yeah, he's super far behind now. What happened? He's 22 seconds behind. What? What happened to Schumi? And all of a sudden it looks like Marius89 will take home this race. Okay, he's not that far ahead. He's 6 seconds ahead, but that's still quite a lot. That is still quite a lot. And yeah, Schumi must have made some mistake on that lap. Not sure what happened. I guess he will tell us once the race is over. So now he needs a small miracle here to win the race. Marius89 needs to make a huge blunder. Schumi gaining a bit here, 5 seconds behind now. It's entirely possible that Marius89 is driving a bit safer now, since he knows that he got this lead and only a few more laps left to go as well. So he's gonna drive a bit more safer, knowing that he can afford it. Just needs to try and minimize the big mistakes. Let's see if Schumi has gained anything in this checkpoint. Yes, he has! 5.5 seconds behind. Schumi is on a super crazy pace here, trying to catch up to Marius89 once again. But I don't think it's going to be enough by just driving faster. He needs to have a mistake from Marius as well. Coming up now to this chicane. Can Marius do it well? He goes for the drift. That could definitely have been better. Ooh, risky line over the border as well, but did not get punished for it. See Schumi. Not best speed here, I think. I don't know if he's gonna gain anything. Doesn't look like it. Oh, actually, he did gain a bit. He's now less than 5 seconds behind. If you can keep this up for the rest of the laps, then maybe, just maybe, Schumi can still take first, but it's going to be very close if so. Marius through the last corner here. Avoids the border as always. Schumi now also doing the same! What was that? What was that? That must have been another invisible wall for Schumi, but that kind of looked odd because to me, it looked like he had a good line. I don't know what happened there. Maybe that wasn't a wall, I don't know. Maybe that was the border or something, but that was the weirdest bump ever for Schumi, and that's gonna be it. The final death blow here, the final nail in the coffin for Schumi. Marius89 will take this race. I think it's safe to say. So we won't have an exciting end to this race by the looks of it. Let's see how close it is between Sopra and Shak. Maybe it's pretty close between them, but not between Marius89 and Schumi anymore. It's 7 seconds now. So Schumi lost about 2 seconds or more actually from that. 125 checkpoints, 10 more to go. So still a couple of more laps. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, to be honest. That was so odd. Like, to me it looked like he had the same line as Marius89 just had, but Schumi just hit something, I guess. I don't know. Very strange. So yeah, it looks like Schumi will take second place in this race. Wonder if that will be enough for him to crack the top 10. I don't know how much points he got right now, but it might be possible. But yeah, Schumi didn't really participate in too many races, so it's not really close to the top. If he was, though, I think he could have challenged Marius89 for the win. Oh, looks like he's much closer now. It looks like he's much closer again. Marius89 must have made a mistake. Yeah, he's now 4 seconds behind. This is so back and forth. And if Schumi hadn't made that crash or whatever it was, he might have been at first place now. Ah, man, this is really crazy right now between Marius89 and Schumi. Both players making big blunders. But we only got a couple of more laps here, so if Marius89 can somehow play a bit more consistent, then he should have the win in the bag, but I guess it's easier said than done. This track is pretty technical, so I mean, one mistake. Ooh, speaking of mistakes, Schumi with a mistimed drift, and that will cost him a lot. Also not getting much speed through the hairpin. So that should give Marius89 a couple of more seconds on his lead. He goes for a very safe break here. Does not want to take any risks. Which is the smart decision, of course. Let's see now in the next checkpoint how far behind Schumi will be. He's behind with 5.5 seconds, so lost about 1, but he's gonna lose a lot more with that. Hits that bollard straight on, and Schumi, now I think it's safe to say that Schumi will finish at second place. Unless Marius accidentally presses his respawn button, but I don't think that's gonna happen. We have one more lap left to go of this final race of the BA Championship 2015. Marius89, the winner of the season already, will take first place here in the last race. And I think many people expected him to do well here, including myself, but definitely kudos to Schumi for giving Marius89 a proper battle for first place for once. You don't see it too often. Once again goes for that very safe break. Does not want to afford getting a no drift and then accidentally flipping on his back. We see him now being ahead with 11 seconds. So yeah, he's gonna go for he's gonna go for the brakes here. No need to go for the drifts at all. We see even frostBeule passing Marius 89, who's taking it in snail speed right now, but he can do that, and he should as well. No need to take any risks here, as we only got a few more turns left to go for Marius 89. Coming up to the last corner once again, does not go for the drift. Here's the final straight. Marius 89 is the winner of the BA Championship 2015 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And here is Jumi finishing at second place. Still a great effort. And then who's gonna take third place? Right now it is Sopra who is back at third. So very back and forth as well between these two drivers. But Shakto will take third place in the overall standings with this performance. Sopra will not get enough points here. And then Losko will also stay in front of Sopra in the overall standings. So it looks like Sopra will take third in this race, but will finish at fifth in the season. And here's Shak through the final corner as well. So finishing fourth and third in the season. And then next up is Losko. Still a while to go before he will also cross the finish. Finishing at fifth place here in the race. Ahead of Edster with a lot. Edster who will take second place in the season. So Losko going through the final corners. Coming up to the last one here. And then just a stretch left for Losko, who finishes at fifth place. And then we have Edster, who, as I mentioned, will take second place in the season. No one is close to him. And sixth place here doesn't really matter too much. Edster will also go through the final corner, takes it slowly through the finish here, finishing at sixth position. And then we have Shodi, who joined the race when it got restarted, completely untrained. Learned the track here, set some good times, and will finish at seventh. And the next up is Bellu, who is now leaving the pit stop. See if he's on the last lap here. Yes, he is. One more lap left to go for Bellu. We see the timer as well. 7 minutes left on the clock for the players to finish the race. We'll see if they can all do that. We still got 11... oh no, we got 4 players still driving. I have an overview look here to see them all. Oh no, it's actually only 3 players still driving. MC Robert also quit the race here in the end. And that means that Lars will actually gain a position, I believe. Or maybe at least, I'm not sure. He might go up to 6th place if he finishes at 10th. Let's see here, gets 11 points. No, it won't be enough for Lars. He will still finish at 7th. Alright, let's go back to Bellu, who is getting closer to the end. See the players talking about the race as well in the chat. So we are counting down to the end of the final race of the season. Bellu through the last corner, finishing at 8th. Next up is frostBeule, also on the final lap. And so is Lars, so this will end pretty soon. Last corner, frostBeule finishing at 9th, and then Lars shouldn't be too far behind. Actually, he is. He's still got quite a lot here left to be played, and that is the last player driving. So Lars will finish off this race and this season as well. And yeah, it's been quite a lot of fun hosting this race. I think it got a lot of potential to be a great event. and I've definitely enjoyed casting these races. Not sure when next year's season will start, but we'll see if I will cast that as well. So Lars will get the warning message, but he can ignore that since he only got one corner left here before the end. We'll finish with plenty of time left on the clock. Lars finishing at 10th place. So that's gonna be the end of the race. Marius89 will take first place in front of Shumi at second and Sopra at third place. And then if we take a look here, not at that page, but at this one, we see here that Marius89 will take first in the season in front of Edster at second, and then Chuck, with his performance in this race, will take third. And then Losco, I believe, will take fourth in front of Sopra. MC Robert will take sixth in front of Lars. And then I can't say if Soren, Care from Black, and Sapper will take their positions or not, since I don't know the points of the other players. They could maybe lose them. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this event. The BA Championship 2015, hosted by the Black Angel team. I have casted the race. I've casted almost all the races. I missed a couple of them though, unfortunately, but yeah, nothing I could do about that. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of my cast here. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.